Can everyone calm down? Bears fans, relax, including me. I'm going to try to be calm for the next 12 to 15 minutes as well. Caleb Williams sucks. Jayden Daniels is the guy they should have picked. You should have kept Justin Fields. We're 3 weeks in. Let's have a normal conversation coming up on Chicago Bears now. And before we do that, if you want to shift the vibes for this team, let's get the positive energy going. Hit that like button on today's show, and let's dive into Chicago Bears now. Bears Twitter was in flames on Monday night when they watched Jayden Daniels pop off against the Cincinnati Bengals. I'm Harrison Graham. Let's dive into it a little bit. 3 weeks into the year, we can't help ourselves. And hey, I've been freaking out too, but for different reasons. Obviously, Chicago's offense is struggling, especially the running game. And look, Justin Fields has done some nice things. Jayden Daniels just had one of the best games of any quarterback this year. I understand it to an extent because Bears fans are like, well, why does this always happen to us? And Caleb Williams has been a little bit up and down. We've got to pump the brakes here, folks. We are 3 weeks in. We have another game in September. We're not even into the month of October yet. So I know I've been freaking out in some ways, but not really at the quarterback himself. I think it's been pretty clear that week over week, Caleb Williams has gotten better every start. First week, wasn't very good at all. Second week, some growth. Third week, more growth. Almost up to 60%. The yardage has steadily increased as well from 93 yards in week 1 to 174 in week 2 to 363 in week 3. Like, he's gotten more comfortable. He's gotten more confident. He's not the problem. That's kind of the point of this whole video is there's valid reasons for concerns and panic. Caleb Williams ain't the reason. He's improving every single week. If you just watch the games, it's obvious. Forget the numbers. Just pay attention. He looks better. He looks more comfortable. He looks less skittish in the pocket compared to week 1 all the way up to week 3. So the fact that we're seeing linear progression early on in a rookie quarterback's career, that is a positive sign. Now, I do want to talk about Justin Fields, do want to talk about Jayden Daniels, tie it all together, and we're going to do that. But first, I want to hear from you guys. This is going to be the pinned comment on today's episode, so if you get hit with the YouTube ad break, scroll on down and answer this question. Are you worried about Caleb Williams? Type Y for yes, type in for no. YouTube ad break. We'll come back here in just a second. All right, let's get to Justin Fields now. Look, he's doing a nice job, right? Efficient with the football, with the accuracy. Yards, obviously they're not asking him to do a ton, well under 200 per game. 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. He's not running a ton, but he's running when he needs to. It's more accurate, more stable play than what we saw in Chicago, right? But there's not a lot of, he's not going to throw for 350, right? And that's okay. I don't want to make this next few minutes about Justin Fields sucks. That's not my point. I like Justin. I've said it all along. In the right situation, you can win with him. We're seeing that right now. The Steelers are asking him to be a game manager and make plays when you need to. Hey, you got a lane to go scramble on third down, extend the chains, do that. Make timely throws like the one to put the game away to Calvin Austin. Little slant over the middle, tight window, puts it on him. Austin off to the races. He's making plays when he has to. And most importantly, something that was a problem in Chicago, he's not turning the ball over. 1 turnover in 3 games. I'm happy for Justin. I'm excited for Justin. I said it when they traded him. Unless they're playing the Bears, I'm cheering my ass off for him. But let's not act like the guy is Patrick Mahomes all of a sudden. That is just not what we're seeing here. He's in a stable situation. And I've seen too many tweets, and I don't want to pick on Gabe here. I'm not sure who Gabe is. If you see this, DM me. We can have a civil conversation. But I've seen too many people tweet this out, and I just pulled this one. I'm a firm believer that if Justin Fields was the quarterback of the Bears, they would be 3-0. Based on what? Because Justin Fields went 10-28 here as a starter. I think he only won 2 games in a row, once or twice. And it doesn't work that way. You can't be like, well, if he was playing like he is in Pittsburgh here, we'd be 3-0. Well, he probably wouldn't be playing that way here because for 3 years he didn't play that way here. And it's a different city and franchise and coaching and play. It's all different. Nothing is the same about it. Coaching matters. Pay attention to the NFL. Malik Willis looks like a guy that needs to learn whatever language is most predominant in Canada. All of a sudden, he goes to Green Bay. He looks serviceable. Sam Darnold looks like a top 10 guy with Kevin O'Connell. Coaching matters. I'm not saying Arthur Smith is some genius. Did pretty well with a guy named Ryan Tannehill who had limitations. He's in a more stable situation. Oh, and by the way, their head coach believes in him. And most importantly, they're not putting too much on his plate. The Bears, 3 games into Caleb Williams' career, are asking him to do way more than the Steelers are asking Justin Fields to do in his 4th season in the NFL. So we have to add context to this stuff, please. And oh, by the way, the Bears are the worst rushing attack in the NFL. Steelers can run the ball pretty damn well. Today's show is sponsored by Mando. I've been telling you about the Mando whole body deodorant for a while, and I love their deodorant wipes because when you're on the move, maybe you're going to play a round of golf, don't have time to get home and shower before you hit happy hour, take a couple of these wipes out, lather yourself up all over. You're going to be smelling good as new. I love that product and all of their products at Mando, and I've been using them for several months. So what is Mando? Well, it's clinically proven to control odor for up to 72 hours. It's safe for your entire body, pits, your package, feet, and everywhere in between. It stops odor before it starts. If you're like me and sweat a lot, Mando really comes into play. It's available in 4 cologne quality scents as well, by the way. Bourbon Leather, Mount Fuji, Pro Sport Clover Woods, which is fantastic. Don't be the smelly guy in your group. Check out Mando's products today, including the starter pack, which comes with the solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, and much more. New customers get $5 off with code CHAT at shopmando.com. That is shopmando.com for $5 off with code CHAT. Check out Mando today. Smell good, feel good. It's just convenient as well. All their products are easy to take on the go. Okay, let's get to Jayden Daniels. Clearly had an awesome game on Monday Night Football. He was very good. He was impressive. The deep ball, actually, I tweeted this out and some Bears fans freaked out at me. One thing that he had over Caleb Williams was better deep ball accuracy coming out of college. That's not to say that Caleb can't and doesn't throw a good deep ball, although it's been pretty hit and miss early on in the NFL. That was just something Jayden excelled at. Caleb's was very good, not quite as good. Caleb was better in a lot of other areas. So again, everybody freaked out at me. It's like, guys, it's one part of a huge part of the piece of the pie here when you evaluate a quarterback. Jayden Daniels played excellent the other night. It was an awesome performance. There's no question about it. But if you watch that game close, a lot of things stood out. Number one, he's never under pressure. I mean, the Bengals did not blitz him. They couldn't get home with 4. He's just sitting back there. Be nice. If that could happen in Chicago, their O-line can't hold up. So that matters. Cliff Kingsbury's clearly using him properly. Bears interviewed him, weren't interested. So Jayden Daniels looks really, really good. But we're going to take a look here in a minute at some advanced numbers when you compare Jayden's Week 3 performance to Caleb's. I think you'll be surprised that, yeah, Jayden was probably better, but it's not like Caleb sucked this week when you compare the two. It was actually close in a lot of areas, and Caleb even looked better in certain areas. We'll take a look at that in a second. But if you want honest Bears news, the latest rumors, my analysis, reaction to games, live shows every Monday, Thursday, and game day, and a whole lot more, we take your questions sometimes. Hit the subscribe button, turn on notifications, most interactive Bears channel here on YouTube. We appreciate you guys locking in with us. And if you're new, subscribe, give us an opportunity. All right, let's take a look at some advanced numbers here. And I will be sure to point out what all these mean. ADOT, average depth of target. This is from week 3, by the way, not the whole season, just week 3. Caleb Williams, 11.2 yards downfield on his pass attempts. Jayden Daniels, 9.7. And by the way, that's with Caleb throwing 53 times compared to Jayden's 23. Typically higher volume would lower the ADOT, not in this case. Big time throws, Caleb 2, Jayden Daniels 2. So, same. These are courtesy of PFF, by the way. Time to throw, this is pretty significant. Caleb Williams this week, 2.64. Jayden Daniels, 3.13 seconds. He had about a half second longer per drop back to get rid of the football. That tells you he's better protected, significantly. How often was he pressured? 31% of the time for Caleb, 18% for Jayden Daniels. And again, the pass attempts. Caleb almost tripled Jayden. So I'm not taking anything away from Jayden Daniels. You go 21-23. I don't care if it's against air. It's an impressive performance. But let's not act like this is so lopsided through 3 weeks that the Bears made some catastrophic mistake. Even if it looked lopsided through 3 weeks, it's 3 weeks. We've got to pump the brakes on this stuff. I will acknowledge Jayden overall has been better. He has, and that's okay. A lot of people thought he was more pro-ready right away, and Caleb might take a little longer, but has the higher ceiling, has more physical tools, etc. We'll see how it plays out, obviously. But when you dive deeper into the numbers, when you watch the games, and I feel like a lot of people didn't watch that Bears-Colts game outside of Bears fans. Outside of a couple throws, Caleb Williams was pretty good. He got let down by an insane goal line sequence where they didn't give him a single chance to throw or go under center and run. They also had a couple of weird plays not go their way. They should have won that game by double digits, but the Bears were incompetent and they lost. So that's kind of what it comes down to at the end of the day. Who do you guys think is going to have the better career? Type CW for Caleb Williams, JD for Jayden Daniels. Give us your votes down in the comments section below. Who will have the better career moving forward? I have no regrets on who they chose. Doesn't mean Caleb's going to be better than Jayden. But to act like just because of what Jayden did the other night, it's just a catastrophic mistake is just a ridiculous conclusion to come to at this point in time. All right, a couple final thoughts here. No reason to panic about Caleb, like I've said. He's actually the least thing to panic about when it comes to this Bears team and offense right now, in my opinion. Quick game is already a huge upgrade from what we've seen in recent years. The downfield actually improved this past week. Hopefully he continues to grow in that area, gets more comfortable. And you're building that chemistry with Rome Odunze, over 100 yards. That was really, really nice to see. If you want something to panic about, yeah, panic about the coaching. That is completely valid. I will not argue with you. I am leading that torch. I mean, we've talked about that for years now, and it's still true today with Matt Eberflus and Shane Waldron. That is a legitimate concern. Caleb himself, not a legitimate concern at this point in time. Quick little news before we get out of here. Speaking of quarterbacks, the Bears worked out former Chiefs quarterback Chris Oladokun. Remember, we watched him in the preseason. If you don't remember that crazy diving play Adrian Colbert made to knock away a pass, that was him playing quarterback for the Chiefs. Dual threat guy, really just a practice squad player, so not really sure the purpose of this workout, but there you go. Ryan Poles brought in a quarterback for a workout. Everybody relax, take a breath, criticize the coaching. That is valid, but let's not have second thoughts on the QB stuff and try to, if your team, Justin Fields, like if you're running pitchforks, like, I told you we should have kept him. One, I like Justin. Two, it's 3 weeks in, man. Like, it's so early. It's just ridiculous to even make these declarations. All right, I'm Harrison Graham. Thank you guys for tuning in. We will be back tomorrow with a couple episodes, so subscribe and join us then. Bear down.